he's told me this before. He uses pretty much all of our products. He uses our payments, he uses our forms. He uses our online scheduler in addition to the phones and the text that everyone else knows and loves. He's a dear friend of Weave, and I've asked him to share a little bit with us today about his Weave story. So he's going to talk for a couple minutes. I'm going to come back up and ask him some questions, and we're so glad to have him all the way from Southern Florida here with us today. Please give a very warm welcome to Dr. Adam Ramsey.
Thank you guys for having me. I was supposed to be here last month, but Delta decided to cancel my flight and thought maybe it was better for me to come this month. So I'm just gonna roll what Delta thought, and they got me here today. Yeah, so my office is in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So think all the way over, all the way down, and I'm happy to be here today. You know, I want to kind of give you guys a customer experience because, you know, you guys are all here, you guys are all energized, you guys are all jazzed up, but the real customer is on the other end of that phone. And I want to give you guys kind of like my experience. So let me see how your fancy stuff works. That's my office, you kind of see it in the background, but you'll see it better in another picture. The concept that I'm going to go over today would be bring people together through connection. I mean, you guys, I started off with you guys as just a phone. You know, when I signed on with Weave in 2019, it was the sales pitch was phone, text, email were better than the other people. And I said, you know what? I like it. Let me try. Let's go. But now you guys are so much more. And being able to see everybody else here, see what's coming down the pipeline, has me even more excited for what else we can do through that connection. I use this quote a lot whenever I'm speaking, and it kind of frames the way I would like you guys to think about the end user. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, all right? And I hear everybody here is a sales force. I hear everybody's in sales because at the end of the day, we're all doing sales. I get it, right? But what I want to challenge you today is before you try to sell me on something, make sure you know who I am, okay? When you're at the conferences, when you're on the phone, if you start off right away with trying to sell me, but yet you don't know what's going on in my office, that connection is totally different. But when you're on the phone, when you're seeing somebody in the conference, when you're at an event, and you stop and say, hey, what's your name? How are you doing? Tell me a little bit about yourself. You have not tried to sell me anything yet, right? You're getting to know the customer. And then they say, my name is Adam, and I work here. What are your pain points in the office? What's going on over there? How can I make your life better? How can I make your staff lives better? Oh, you want to make my life easier? Well, you know what? Blah, 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 blah. Because the customers may still see you as phone, text, email. I know the other things you do, but from the person who doesn't, okay, so we have conferences where a lot of your customer is signing on, they see you at a conference. But you guys go to the big conferences. A lot of optometrists, the most cutting edge, a lot of them don't go to all those conferences. A lot of them don't see you guys there. They see a little blurb, they see an email, they see something in a magazine. They don't know the other stuff. But if you stop and say, what's your pain point? How can I help you? They may not even know the other services, and then after they're done, well, you know what? I have actually a solution for you. I hear that this is going on with you. This is how I want to make your life better. Now the conversation, the interaction is one of a person that's trying to help me, not a person trying to sell me. That's what I do in my office. I don't sell anybody anything. I solve problems. Because they don't want to buy glasses, they want to see. They don't want to take the antibiotic drops, they want the eye to stop hurting, right? They don't want this, they want that. So all I'm doing is saying, you told me you hate when the sun is in your eyes when you drive in the morning. Would you like me to solve that for you? Yes, I would. Would you like to buy sunglasses? No, I would not. Would I like the glare to stop being in my eyes? Yes, I would. Now when I reframe the question and reframe the statement to the person, I'm not selling you anything. I'm solving your problem. Because if I solve your problem, I'll spend anything to solve my problem. What would I spend when I'm being sold to? A lot less, right? So if you start off the conversation with saying, let me learn about the customer. Let me learn about why you stopped at my booth. Why did you call me today? What's going on? How can I help you? all of a sudden now you become my ally. I don't see you as a salesperson, because if I see you as a salesperson, I have a wall up. When you go to a car dealership and the person is trying to sell you right away, I have a wall up. But if that car salesman says, so you got a big family? What are you looking to? And all of a sudden, yeah, man, I got 6 kids. I'm doing this, that, and the other. Oh man, I know that's rough, man. I have 4 kids. Blah, 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 blah. Now all of a sudden, you know what? We got something that's gonna help you. It's gonna change your life. You can put the car seat in, it doesn't have to move, and blah, 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 blah. This thing has a vacuum in it. Now all of a sudden, it's a different conversation, as opposed to stepping right up and just saying, hey, you wanna get these payment systems? We got phones, we got internet, we got this, we got that. Well, you don't even know me. Start with the conversation, make that connection. And then when you're doing it, even if you're talking to me, at the end of the day, this is who you're making their lives better. Because I signed on with Weave to make their lives easier. Because I use it, I check on it, we talked about it today, but day to day, who's interacting with it? Well, who do you see at the sales conference? Me. I'm not the one actually using it. Your goal is to make her life easier. I got a 75-year-old receptionist. How easy does that system have to be for somebody 75 to be able to do it? Right? That's the customer where I want you guys to look past the person you see at the conference, look past the person that's on the phone, and realize this is your customer. Right? It's a different person, it's a different way you would make the system if you knew I had to get somebody 75 years old to be able to know how to use it. She's been with me 10 years. I've moved offices, she's moved every single time I've gone, right? That's a different system. That's a different way you look at it, besides looking at it as a techie person that's gonna be putting this together and a 20-year-old little girl that's gonna be doing all the stuff. No. Can you get this 75-year-old lady to use that system? Right? That's a different thing. So last story, I see my time, I will finish on time. I had a patient, I'm gonna use her name, Mrs. Smith, and she comes into my office, and she's been with me a long time, her glasses were falling apart. But she says, Dr. Ramsey, you're my guy. I wanna buy the glasses from you, I don't wanna go down the street. I know you're gonna do the right thing by me, but I don't have the money right now. She says, do you mind if I just pay you as I get the money? I said, Mrs. Smith, don't worry, do whatever you can, we're gonna take care of you. She says, I'm gonna mail you a check every time I get my money. I'm on restricted income. Every time I get my money, I'm gonna send you a check until I can get the glasses, because I want the glasses from you. She makes a small payment that day. She sends another payment like a week later. I hear about the text to pay and the other stuff. This is a couple years when it first rolled out. And I called her and I said, Mrs. Smith, we have a system in which, she's an older lady, in which we can text you and you can just pay over time. Instead of having to postage and mail it and send it in, how about you just pay as you get it? She says, I can do that? I said, yes, you can do that. Let's make it easy. And we'll walk you through it over the phone. We walk her through how to make the payments. So all of a sudden she starts paying us $40, $60. Whenever she gets a little something, she pays her. I tell the staff, when she gets to 75% paid, I want you to order to make the glasses for her. Don't worry about it. She paid us enough that I have my costs already covered. So we order the glasses. As soon as she pays, that same day she pays, we call her the same day and say, your glasses are ready. She said, what do you mean they're ready? Well, Dr. Ramsey already told us to order it in advance. The same day she made her payment, she came right in and was able to get her glasses. And her glasses were taped up and everything like that. And she says, thank you for making it easier for me to do business with you. Thank you for showing me and explaining it to me and walking me through it. And that's where understanding where the customer is and creating products and services that actually meet that customer, because you can look at the customer as my staff. But now you guys have integrated and grown so much that my customers, your customers, actually the end user now. You've moved past selling the doctor, you've moved past selling the staff. Now you have to say, how can I make it easier for the tertiary person all the way down to do business with you? And if I can get those people to say, you know what, Dr. Ramsey's office is easy to do business with, that's the customer. That's how you grow the sales. That's how you get the numbers up. And I'm happy to be here. We'll skip the last part. It was more stuff like that. But I appreciate the time here. You guys are doing a great job. I'm happy for what you guys are doing. I'm really excited for the stuff that's coming. I know it's going to be bigger and better. And if you guys need anything from me, I'm here. Thank you so much. my favorite Weave feature would have to be the text to pay, because I get to meet customers where they are, and I get to be easy to do business with. And if I can get the money easier from them and they like it, we're all on board with that.
Thanks.